This is Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis, and we're back to the Gray Week on Radio Entrepreneurs. And to my right is partner Rich Hershen.
It's Restaurant Week at Gray, so we're happy to host. We have great people like our guest today.
Big guru, David Peterman from PR Management Corp, Newton, Mass. Now you're going to tell us what PR Management is. Everybody's going to know. They might not know PR Management, but they're going to know who you are once you say you are.
We are the largest franchisee of Panera Bread restaurants in the Northeast. And we have 64 Panera Bread locations stretching from on the south, out to down on the Cape, out to the New York border in Pittsfield, up to West Lebanon, New Hampshire, and as far northeast as Augusta, Maine.
Wow. So how did you get into Panera Bread? What was it that led you to that franchise?
My partner Mitch and I had the privilege of working at Au Bon Pain. And in 1993, Au Bon Pain purchased a small company in St. Louis called St. Louis Bread Company, which is today known as Panera Bread. And I reported to the now chairman of Panera Bread, Ron Shake, who was at that time the president, chairman of Au Bon Pain. And over the course of the few years I was serving as a senior executive at Au Bon Pain, my partner and I realized that the Au Bon Pain brand sort of had reached its limitation, and that the new brand, St. Louis Bread, had a lot of upside. And so in 1997, it was decided that we would try to pursue moving over to that side of the business. And they started franchising concurrently right around that same time. So we had sort of an inside position, being both executives in that company, to become first in line to become franchisees in New England. But we didn't have any idea of the magnitude of the success that Panera Bread would have. I think at that time, restaurants were averaging about $1.2 million a year in sales, which was okay and profitable in St. Louis, which today I believe the national Panera averages are closer to $2.4 million or $2.3 million average. So we were in the right place at the right time with the right skill set.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20. So tell us, why the explosion in New England?
I think it's not been limited to New England. Panera Bread is in most states and also in Canada. And the only reason it isn't in every state is because of the way we produce our products and the necessity to have a central dough manufacturing facility that provides us with dough on a daily basis. So in New England, we have a facility in Franklin, Massachusetts that serves the entire Northeast. And because our bread is made fresh every day from fresh dough, you have to be in reasonable driving proximity to that. So the only places we are not in are places like Hawaii and Alaska, parts of the Big Sky country, and they're working on ways to do that as well. So it's been successful everywhere it's been. I don't think there is a particular region in the country where it doesn't perform well.
Are they still looking to open new stores in the country, or is the market?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
No, there are roughly 1,900 Panera Breads nationally. They're growing actively everywhere, to the best of my knowledge. We ourselves at PR Management have secured, we just purchased some additional restaurants from the parent company. And in addition to that, we acquired development rights for 14 new restaurants over the next few years. So even in this territory, which is fairly well penetrated, both us and the other two franchise groups are both in possession of continued development rights. So the rate of growth might slow, but it is not complete. And in the rest of the country, most of the rest of the country, Panera is even less penetrated than New England. So with the exception of certain markets like St. Louis or Chicago, but even those are growing. So when you look at Texas as an example, a vibrantly growing market for Panera Bread, the Florida area, California especially, where there's big populations, there'll be rapid growth. I don't know the limit, but I would assume it's somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 locations ultimately in the United States.
David, if somebody wants to connect with you at PR Management Corp, how would they do that?
Well, we're available. We have a Facebook page. We're in the phone book, PR Management. We're in Newton, Massachusetts.